I'm somebody who really likes to look at society as a whole and just look at a lot of the problems plaguing it. And one of the problems I believe is plaguing our world today is we have a lot of young people who have issues that may result from a trauma. They may result from something inside of them. Maybe they have a disability, maybe they have a social inadequacy. Maybe they're, not straight, maybe they're gay, maybe they're bisexual, maybe they're lesbian, maybe they're non-binary. Whatever they may have that, differs them from the majority of how the rest of the world presents themselves, conducts themselves, interacts. That can be a source of trauma, a source of, perceived self-inferiority, which can cause one to be timid, reclusive, have an inferiority complex, may cause them to overcompensate. It causes issues. It can cause behaviors. It can cause acts of being rebellious, delinquent, and just having outright, whatever you want to call it. And I feel that oftentimes, tragically, families and parents are so quick to label it something that can be medicated, label it to be an issue of mental health. When frankly, we live in an era where social media is damaging our youth, an era where bullying runs rampant, where war on the truth can be seen within deepfakes, where someone can hide behind an account and call someone hateful names, threaten their lives, make them afraid to be who they are. To me, that is not a crisis of mental health. It is a crisis that is manufactured when our worst instincts and the worst parts of our species can be proliferated and carried out and conducted on this new medium. I also believe that I call it the paradox of the panacea. You look at even a vintage retro example, the Kennedys, almost as close as you can get to American royalty. They had a daughter named Rosemary Kennedy. She was somebody who was just maybe had some issues growing up, mood swings. She kind of had some tantrums or outbursts. She may have had a mental illness. She may have not had a mental illness. It could have just been a symptom of being in a family that had extremely high standards and she did not meet them. Maybe she wanted to be in a different friend group than what she was, swayed to. Her father, Joe Kennedy Sr., had her get a lobotomy, and it really damaged her. She was never the same, stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. And I think that it begs the question of the paradox. I call it the paradox of the panacea. Do we punish the traumatized? Do we punish those who see problems in our world and see, things as troublesome that maybe not everybody else sees at the same level because they do not experience the same things? Someone who's not gay or bisexual or not straight cannot see the problems that plague someone who is such. Someone who does not have an intellectual issue or social inadequacy cannot see the problems that one faces with such. And I think that, unfortunately, it becomes so quick to say, let's medicate this person. Let's label this person as mentally defective versus trying to say, well, is it the world that is gobbling up the individual, or is the individual asking the world to change and bend too much to meet their whims and meet their desires? I believe it could be a time for a pivotal inflection into all of this.